The Bowie Police Department honors its finest at the 2021 Departmental Awards. While so many of us spent 2020 quarantined in the comfort of our homes, officers from the Bowie Police Department didn't have that luxury. They were front and center and provided critical services during this very challenging year.
Hello, you okay?
In 2020, officers handled more than 38,000 calls for service.
Police work is a very difficult job, it's a very demanding job, and it's a very misunderstood job in a lot of cases. We are called upon to wear many different hats, from guardian to protector to social worker, counselor, and as you see during these awards and their narratives, you'll find that our department does it better than anybody else.
Lieutenant Joseph R. Rose, Sergeant Martin Rodriguez, Corporal Robert Warrington, Corporal Brian Arnold. In July of 2020, Bowie Police Communications received an assist call from Maryland State Police. The call indicated a male was on Route 50 hanging over the ledge above southbound Crane Highway. Bowie units responded and found the victim sitting on the ledge over the overpass, speaking to someone on his cell phone. Sergeant Martin Rodriguez and Corporal Robert Warrington immediately established communication with the individual.
It'll be all right, man. We in this together. You and me. Come on, man. Look at me.
The victim was visibly distraught and was considering jumping over the ledge. Sergeant Rodriguez continued to speak to the victim while Corporal Warrington and Corporal Arnold slowly approached. Sergeant Rodriguez asked if he could speak to the person on the cell phone. The victim tossed the phone, which allowed Lieutenant Rose, Corporal Warrington, and Corporal Arnold to grab the victim and pull him off the ledge to safety.
He was really distraught, and he was just concerned about the COVID situation and the lockdown and relationships in general.
It's important to remember when dealing with someone in a mental health crisis that we need to be ourselves first and foremost, not Officer Warrington, not Corporal Warrington. I need to be Rob. I need to just be myself. Unfortunately, we can't go take off the uniform, throw on civilian clothes, and go talk to this person. But it's important to remember that we are just as human as them.
If he had jumped, I would best guess, probably a 75-foot to 100-foot drop. And considering the speeds, the legal speeds on Route 301, which is, I believe, 50 miles an hour, had the worst occurred, the damage and the injuries, not only to himself but to a pedestrian or a motorist, would have been immense.
Corporal Robert Warrington, Police Officer Kevin Copper, Sergeant Robert Stevenson, Corporal John Lee, Corporal Quock Cam, Police Officer David McElwain. In May of 2020, Bowie Communications broadcast a lookout for a vehicle that had just been reported as carjacked on Annapolis Road just outside of the Bowie jurisdiction. Corporal Cam spotted the vehicle and began to follow it. Corporal Warrington, Corporal Lee, Police Officer McElwain, and Police Officer Copper were all involved in the pursuit. As other units approached, the vehicle began to flee and officers began to pursue it. The pursuit went through multiple jurisdictions, including the upper reaches of Montgomery County, eventually ending up in the District of Columbia. The carjacked vehicle became disabled after striking another vehicle. The suspect exited and immediately began to fire a handgun at the officers. As the Bowie officer returned fire, the suspect barricaded himself in nearby home.
Additional units, MPD got on scene, did what they had to do, and a few hours down the road, were successfully, without anyone getting seriously hurt, able to apprehend the subject.
Good thing it was in the middle of the night, so there wasn't a lot of traffic on the highway. We were going through multiple jurisdictions from Prince George's County to Montgomery County into multiple parts of DC to ended up in Southeast. The safety was one of the things in all of our minds, I'm sure, especially pursuing a armed carjacking suspect.
COVID was a thing that we had to deal with, but as far as police services, that doesn't stop. It's 24/7, 365. We don't have a say in delivering those services even in the midst of a pandemic.
That night, I don't want to say COVID would ever be a blessing, but there were less people, so many less people on the road that night. I believe that helped the pursuit be more safe, or as safe as it could be, because the roads were practically empty.
We appreciate the support that we receive on a daily basis from our community and appreciate being able to recognize the fine efforts of the officers present here today.
You can watch the complete broadcast of the awards ceremony by going to our YouTube channel at City of Bowie, MD.